Hello everyone, and welcome back to Useful How-To Videos. My name is Mike Sands, your guide to solving tech-related issues. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more useful content. Today we're diving into the world of Logic Pro X, which is a fantastic DAW that allows you to create and produce music. So one question that I've gotten before is, how do I add Apple loops to my tracks or my Logic Pro projects? And you'll see it's actually pretty simple to do. So just a little information, Apple loops are actually pre-recorded musical patterns that you can use to quickly add either drum beats or rhythm parts or other musical phrases to a project. Apple loops, they contain musical patterns that can be repeated over and over and over again seamlessly. And after you after you add a loop to the track areas, you can extend it to fill any amount of time that you so desire. So when you add an Apple loop to a project, it automatically matches the project tempo and key. That's one good thing that I've found. It automatically matches the tempo and the key. So Apple loops are actually available in a variety of instruments, genres, and moods in the loop browser. So why don't we go ahead and open the Apple project, and here I'm just going to choose a software instrument. Okay, and actually for our demonstration today, I'm going to add a software instrument and an audio. So this is the software here and the audio. So in the loop browser, if you go to loop browser here on the right hand side of here, you'll see Apple loops. What you're going to do is you're going to click that, and then there's the number of ways of finding the loop that you prefer. So you can either hit this instrument button here, genre or moods. So if we select just simple instrument, and we go to organ, for example, you see a whole list of organ loops that you can mess around with. If you want to hear what they sound like, just simply click on it. It's the volume there at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to play in a certain kind of screen or a certain kind of key, select the key there. You notice that you can also filter the keys here. For each loop here is actually shows the tempo that is played in and the key that is played in. Okay, and to actually start and stop the loop, you're going to click it, go to start and stop it. Okay, you may notice two different logos at the end of each loop here. One is the note logo, and the other one seems to be like a frequency or audio. These files are actually two different types of files. This one is the actual audio. That one is the actual audio file, and this one is actually played using MIDI. Okay, so a MIDI file where the notes are actually recorded, and it's just using a certain sound to reproduce the notes being played. Okay, and you'll see those differences momentarily. But like I was saying, there are three types of loops: the audio Apple loops, MIDI Apple loops, and the drummer Apple loops. So yeah, I believe this is the MIDI Apple loops, and this is the audio Apple loops here, from the audio files. So what we're going to do is that so once we choose the loop that you want, what you're going to do now is let's see now how to add it to our track area. So there are two ways that you can add it. You can add it directly to a track, to an audio file or a software file, or you can just drag it to an empty area, and you'll see that it'll automatically create a track. Okay, so I just drag it to the area and you see it automatically create a track. So that's the MIDI file. And if I were to drag an audio file, you see that it creates an audio file. Okay, now what's the difference between a MIDI file and an audio file? So if I zoom in, just 1 second, let me zoom in here. That's how I zoom in. If I actually click it, if I actually click the MIDI file, so like remember I say these are actual notes. So these are notes that were either recorded somehow using the MIDI feature. So I can literally drag this note to a different node, to a different spot, and it changes the way that that this section is actually played. Why don't we do a quick demonstration so you'll see what I mean. So what I'm doing is actually selecting a certain region to be repeated. Okay. Okay, so if I move, so you hear that? Okay. So what did I just do? I was able to move the notes in the MIDI file or the MIDI loop. Okay, so that's the one advantage of using a MIDI loop, is that once you can actually change the notes to your preference where you would like to see it. So you can imagine this is a drum file. You can actually change it rhythmically, place it wherever you want to. But now if you look at the audio loop now, you'll see that we're not able to do that. And that's simply because the audio file was recorded as is. So so you can use these to your advantage in choosing the different kinds of loops. So yeah, you can drag the loop to an empty area, or you can drag it to an actual track. Just note that you can drag a MIDI audio to a software. Let's see if you can drag it to the audio file. To an audio. So yes, you can drag it to the audio. But now if we look at, let's delete those. If we now try to file to a software track, you'll see that we're not able to do that. Okay, so we can't drag an audio loop to a software track. We have to drag an audio loop to an audio track, just like I did there. But now you can drag it to both the software track, or you can drag it to both the audio track. And just to reiterate once again, there's an advantage to working with the MIDI audio tracks, because you can edit the notes. You can move these notes wherever you want to, creating a different sound. Okay. And one final note is, so we're going to close this audio browser here by clicking here, and then keep in mind that you can drag this out continuously so that the audio so that the loop continues to a certain amount of tracks. Okay, see. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's a real basic. It's a real basic demonstration of adding or working with loops in Logic Pro. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more how-to videos. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, or if there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover in a future video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.